Basically what I'm trying to do is just to get us to get into right thinking, and right thinking just comes from just being aware of truth and of reality in any situation. Okay, so I'll repeat that. Right thinking comes from being aware of truth and reality in any situation. So that means any situation that you come across. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's negative or positive. I'm just saying that it's incorrect. Some things are just incorrect thinking. So we want to move towards thinking the right way. Okay. And again, that comes from being aware of truth and just reality in any situation. Okay, so that's where this comes from. Actually, someone left a comment in one of my videos, and again, I'm not responding to that, but it's just I couldn't go back and forth about this topic in the comments. So I was like, you know what? I'll do a video about it. I'll do a stream about it. So again, there's just too much for me to put in this one video, so I'm probably just gonna have to break this up into different parts. But earlier today, I'll just kind of reiterate some of the things that I was going into in regards to voodoo, because anytime we start talking about voodoo, people always bring up the Haitian revolution. So I just want to point some things out about the Haitian revolution in connection with voodoo and how that whole thing transpired. But I'm just also going to talk about some of the practices and some of the traditions in voodoo. Again, I'm just being light because most of my stuff is kind of comedic. So I don't mean to be offensive, but what I'm saying, the whole point I'm going to make, if voodoo is the way to go, because what we tend to do is we'll leave one religion and we'll just gravitate over to another form of religion. And I know some people say voodoo is not a religion, but it's a belief system. Okay, it's tradition. And then if your traditions are not working, and whatever those traditions are, we need to kind of lay those things aside and move on to something else. So when people say, oh, voodoo was what our ancestors practiced, and it was an ancestral spiritual practice by our ancestors. Okay. But I'm just saying it doesn't work. To me, it's just another religion. It's just in reality, because remember what I said about right thinking. If something's not working in reality, okay, then you're not thinking, correctly. So my whole thing with this is, I can actually, if I make this point earlier today, and I'll kind of reiterate some of the things that I touched on earlier today. If I leave Facebook, okay, if I leave social media, it's not because I died or something happened to me. I just chose to leave because I'm just done. Okay. I'm going to go marry a doctor or a lawyer, and she going to be like, baby, leave them people alone in their religion. But what I would do is, because it seems like to me, the only one who actually benefits from religion is the person that is providing you with your religious needs. Okay. And what I mean by that is, it's the supplier of your needs. Okay. The person who has the shop, the person who's selling you the chakra bowls, the person who's selling you the incense, the person who's selling you the voodoo dolls. Okay. So if I were to go into business and open up a shop and sell all of these things, sell the sage and sell all of these little trinkets, the Eye of Horus, Ankhs, and again, no disrespect. What I'm saying is, again, we got to move away from what we've been doing, these practices and these traditions, over to right thinking. Okay. So, and I'm not going to make this too long. Of course, I'm probably gonna have to break this up into different parts, but just like I said, all religions are false. Okay. And that includes voodoo. Okay. So when you talk about power and you talking about money, and before I get into that real quick, I'm gonna get into the Haitian Revolution. Okay. People always point out, and I know historians don't really dwell too much on it, but anytime someone tries to get you to think about voodoo and get you to practice voodoo, they always bring up the point, well, this is the only way that our ancestors was able to fight off the Europeans. Okay, so if you look at that entire situation with Haiti, and I looked at both sides, I didn't just look at the black perspective coming from coming from melanated people. I didn't just look. I looked at both perspectives. I look at the story that's being told by the Europeans, and I look at the story that's being told by by people of African descent. Okay, so I looked at both perspectives, because anytime, again, with right thinking, anytime I look at any type of situation, I always look at it from a wide range of perspectives. Okay, I just don't look at it from one viewpoint. Okay, so if you look at everything that took place during the Haitian Revolution, okay, I'm not saying voodoo didn't play a role in it, but all voodoo is it's religion. It just affects you psychologically. Okay, so anytime you're dealing with war, anytime you're dealing with people fighting for a cause, if you look at any type of fight, most people are willing to die for what it is that they believe in, even if it's sacrificing their life. Okay, when you look at suicide bombers, you look at the people that fought in Vietnam. Okay, when they was given a rifle and a bowl of rice, and they was told to go down the Ho Chi Minh Trail and don't expect to come back. You look at kamikaze pilots. Okay, so you look at the people who crashed the planes into the World Trade Center. These are people who are committing suicide and giving their lives and fighting in a way that the average person would think, you know what, that's kind of crazy. Okay, that's abnormal, but it happens all the time. So it really doesn't have anything to do with this spiritual connection. Okay, so my whole point with voodoo is this. Okay, so if voodoo really works, and if it was really working, why is Haiti still in the condition that it's in today? And you got to ask yourself these questions when people start telling us things and they start teaching us things. When you look at it in the framework of reality, it doesn't make sense. And when people say, Rick, you don't understand, the spiritual realm, or listen, this is what I do understand. Okay, we need to get out of all of these different dimensions. Okay, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th dimension. These alternate realities and these alternate universes. We need to take care of the things that's in this reality and the things that are in this universe. You can't take care of your situation here because you want to be in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th dimension. Okay, take care of the things in this dimension first, and you won't be trying to escape into another dimension. Now, going forward, going back to the Haitian Revolution, when you apply right thinking to this situation, it's just like when someone, as an insurance agent, someone says, Rick, why is my insurance so high? I don't have a bad driving record. I haven't had any tickets. I haven't had any accidents. Okay, they're gonna make that point with me because they don't understand that their insurance policy is not just based off of their driving history. It's based off of so many other different variables. So when I start to break all of these variables down and show them how these other factors contribute to their insurance rate, then they can better understand. They're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so just like the Haitian Revolution, when you look at all of the other variables that took place in this revolution, you'll see that these other contributing factors also played a major part in this revolution being successful. Okay, so but when you just solely, and again, I'm not saying historians and scholars are doing this, but a lot of people who I guess subscribe to voodoo and they look at voodoo and they're just it seems like to me that we're so lost that we are clinging just out of we're in a state of hopelessness and despair, and it seems like to me we're just clinging to any little thing that we can cling to, instead of us really sitting down and says, okay, what's practical? Okay, what's a practical solution to this problem? And again, I don't mean any disrespect for someone who believes in voodoo, but it seems kind of funny to me that all of these different cultures are selling us things, and they'll sell you the chakra bowls, but they themselves are learning information technology. Okay, they're learning computer programming, software development. Okay, just let's take Facebook for example. Mark Zuckerberg, he was a programmer. He understood source code. He wrote programs. He wrote he was into programming languages at an early age. So when approached by these brothers to build this platform, Facebook, that we're talking on right now, he says, look, I'm creating everything. I'm doing everything. Why do I need these guys over here? So he in our minds, it may seem like he stabbed them in the back or he betrayed them. But look, he says, look, I'm doing everything on my own. Why do I need you? So he took the idea and he turned it into what it is today, and he just paid them off. Okay, so that's practical. Okay, why do you need somebody else when you're doing everything? And I know people may be like, you know what, that's wrong. Okay, but it's business. Okay, so we could take some of these, we can learn from some of these things, but we refuse to learn. We keep doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, and we keep attaching ourselves to these things that's not even beneficial. Okay, so that's my whole point with pointing out this situation with voodoo. Okay, going back to the Haitian Revolution and just going back to Haiti period. I'm not beating up on Haiti. Okay, I would just like for someone to give me a society of people, a group of people. I'm not talking about a 50 people, 100. I'm talking about a pretty large number of people who practice voodoo and who are successful. They're not only successful economically, financially, agriculturally, everything. Okay, so for voodoo to be such a force with such a connection with nature and such a connection to the source, as some people may call it, Haiti had an earthquake in 2010 that pretty much devastated the country. Okay, they're into it with the Dominican Republic. Okay, so it's just like they're considered to be one of the poorest nations on the planet, okay, or in the Western Hemisphere. Okay, so just so many problems, so much corruption, so much exploitation going on in this country. So if voodoo is not preventing that, if voodoo is not stopping that, if voodoo is not allowing these people to overcome these situations, you have to ask yourself, in the frame of right thinking, is it really working? Does it really work? Okay, so, or is it just another religion? Okay, voodoo wouldn't work on me. My mind is too strong. Okay, so I don't believe in it unless somebody blows some of the stuff in me. You know, the little witch doctor, he does it, does his little, he do his little dance and blow some smoke in my face, which causes me to hallucinate, changes my brain chemistry. Same way with him, unless he gives me some potion to drink and it changes my brain chemistry. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Okay, he's gonna throw, and again, I'm just trying to keep it light. Okay, he throw his chicken bones out. Okay, and there's ants crawling all over the chicken bones. I'm like, what does that mean? Ants crawling on the chicken bones. And he's like, oh, this is because those are chicken bones from the hot wings I ate before you came in. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things, man, like, we have to go back to practicality. Okay, I'm not gonna I'm not a scholar. I'm not a teacher. Don't proclaim to be. Okay, but one thing I do proclaim to be is a person who can exercise common sense. Okay, not gonna do a 10-year study on voodoo to understand it. Not gonna do a 10-year study on any religion. Okay, because I don't have to. I can just look at the framework of reality and see if this thing is working. Because if it was working, I would be doing it. I would be practicing it, because I'm a practical person like that. Okay, but one thing I do practice books. Picked up a couple today, really thick. Okay. Books about insurance. Already an agent, but still digging deeper into insurance, real estate, all of these licenses that I'm going to get to ensure that I'm employed, to ensure that I can generate income. Those are the only things that I'm going to study, things that equate to dollars, things that equate to money. And these are the things that I'm about teaching our people. Okay. Coming up with a plan to get mothers out of these low income housing. Okay, develop a plan 4 or 5 years here. Get yourself out of this situation. Okay, so this is what we need to do going forward. And again, I don't have a lot of time to finish this video, but the next part, which I'm gonna do a part 2, and I'm gonna go into some of the psychological effects and some of the psychological things of how voodoo appears to work. Some of the religions appears to work. I'm going to talk about the Zulu Nation. And then we're going to talk about just the mix of religions and belief systems, these syncretic things, syncretism. Okay, I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but I'm going to address the questions that some people put in the chat. Someone put earlier that they put a curse on me, and I'm like, why would you want to curse me? Okay, why wouldn't you use your voodoo powers, if they do work, for something good to increase your life and make your life better? But you use it to curse me. Who am I? Why would you want to hurt me? Why would you want to kill me? It's not gonna work on me anyway. But Again, I'm going to make a part 2 to this video. I'm going to go into these things in a little more detail. But I just wanted to let you know I'm still alive. I didn't die from earlier, but there's no fear. Christianity is ruled by fear. Catholicism, Islam, all of these religions are ruled by fear. And it seems like to me that voodoo is just one of the same. So the only gods that we need is each other. The only God that I need is you. Look for part 2 of this video. All religions are fake, and that includes voodoo. Part 2 coming.